Welcome to Carpe Dime, a podcast about personal finance and everyday life. I'm Jamie Davidson.
And I'm Dusty Simmons with Financial Center First Credit Union. Thanks for spending your free time listening to us talk about how life and family affects us achieving our financial goals.
So, Dusty, have you checked your bank balance lately?
How come?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, don't you think?
It is. I'm excited. But?
What? Yeah, well, you know.
Why are you asking about my bank account?
It means your bank account is being sucked dry. Gotta buy that happiness.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's 2020. We got to have some happiness.
So, yeah, we're going to go out and buy gifts for everybody and make everybody happy, right?
That's right.
Is that any different? Is 2020 different than the rest of the years before this?
I think 2020 has a special place in everyone's heart.
So what I'm hearing is people are going to even spend more money this year than they normally do.
Yeah, I think so. So if Christmas has you feeling anxious about the drain on your wallet, or you need help changing your habit of overspending, man, Jamie, this podcast is for you, right?
That's right. It's for them. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Put on the Christmas music. Kick back with your hot cocoa, because we're sharing ways to lower your stress during the holidays while maintaining your Christmas spirit. Keep listening.
All right, so let's talk about our favorite memories from Christmas, Dusty. I'm sure everybody's got some out there. We all do. Do you have any?
I have one Christmas that always, for some reason, stands out in my mind. I was 8 years old.
Okay.
And Santa brought both of the things I wanted. My brother and I both got, now I'm going to age myself right here, but we got Big Wheels. Do you remember Big Wheels?
Mm-hmm.
And Cabbage Patch dolls.
Wow.
The same Christmas. It was the best day ever.
It was the best day ever.
Get on the big wheel, put the Cabbage Patch doll in front of you and ride around the house.
That is great. That's a good
awesome.
memory.
Yeah. How about you?
You know, I've had some good memories, but at the same time, I have a lot of memories that are stressful memories, because we were, in our household, we were strapped for cash, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom and Dad always tried to do their best to make Christmas really nice by buying things, but their budget always couldn't maintain that. So I have a lot of memories of Mom and Dad not really getting along a lot during the holidays because of the money issues. And they sort of carried over till tax time. And back then, tax time, you didn't get a check usually until about April.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that. So,
So it was a stressful memory.
Right. And, when you're, like your good one when you were a child, stays with you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not so good stay with you. So as a grown adult, I've had to come up with ways to not let the financial stress of the holidays impact my happiness.
That's good advice. And for most of us, especially if you're a parent, Christmas is a cause of stress, and you want to make your kids' Christmas as memorable and special as possible. Maybe some of your childhood memories, and you're looking for that perfect gift for that special someone, and it's stressful.
It is. We see it on TV. Well, now we see it on YouTube, right? Everybody goes out to get that perfect gift. They're fighting over it. Because if we don't get our child, this year it'll be the PS5. Trust me on this. If you don't get your kid the PS5, it's going to cost like almost $500. You're not a good parent. And we put that pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
And as a parent, you want to make your child happy, which, back to my memories, my parents weren't doing that to not be good parents. They were doing that to make us happy, right?
They wanted you to have
but
good
in
memories.
the end result was they were upset with each other. Mm-hmm. So that's what this podcast is all about. It's really about trying to come up with ways to remove that stress and make the holidays more cheerful.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some holiday spending stats, because I think our listeners will go, yeah, this is probably me.
Here comes the fact, Queen.
Okay, so a recent report from Deloitte found that in 2019, U.S. households spent on average $1,500 on the holidays.
Yeah, $1,500. Did you go above that, you think, or right about there, a little bit below?
I'm going to be guilty of some of these things we're talking about today, but I have a feeling I probably spent more than that.
Okay.
So, yikes. So what else?
According to the same study, 51% of shoppers buy gifts for themselves while they're doing their holiday shopping. Anybody like that?
Again, we'll talk about that later. 22% of Americans find their holiday shopping leaving them in debt.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saw that number and I was surprised by that, because I thought it might have been a little bit higher than that.
I actually was surprised it wasn't higher too.
Yeah.
So, and then lastly, in 2019, Americans spent over $1 trillion on Christmas.
Right. That's why they call it Black Friday, because a lot of retail operations, that's when they go from the red, which is debt, to black, which is meaning they're making a profit.
Yeah.
So they're counting on us all to go out there and spend. That being said, I think we're pretty good at spending. We've seen during the last 9 months, we've done pretty good keeping the economy going for the most part.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that today, and we're going to talk about some mistakes that people make during the holidays. So how many do we have today, Dusty?
We have 5 common mistakes that people make during their holiday spending.
So number 1, they don't create a budget. And this almost always leads to what?
Overspending.
Right. Have you started on your budget yet?
You know, and we were talking about this as we were warming up for this, but I usually have a budget for Christmas, but for whatever reason this year, I haven't done that. And I think I've already maybe overspent, and it's not even Thanksgiving.
You're a slacker, right?
I'm so bad this year.
Well, I haven't overspent yet because I haven't bought anything, but that doesn't mean anything because I've got to see what everybody else is doing. But I don't think we've even started on the holiday spending yet at our house. So we will actually sit down and come up with a budget, hopefully. Mm-hmm. What is number 2?
Not making a list. And I think it goes hand in hand with number 1, right? You got to have a budget. You got to know who you're buying for, and you got to know what you're planning to buy them.
Yes. The key to this is if you want to, have a stress-free holiday, make the list, stick to it. Or as the song says, make a list and check it twice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is hard too, because if you're a parent and like I'm the kind of person, I want my kids to have the same number of presents to open, and it's not always depending on the age of the kid, it's not the same budget, right?
It's not the same amount of money, right?
It's hard to work all that out.
That's because like the girls don't really want anything now, but Finn wants a new gaming system, and you're going, well, you're not getting a gaming system, but if it, apples, if we buy that, we think we have to buy that for the girls as well.
Yeah.
And it's a funny story, and I have a lot of funny stories. I guess we could call them funny or disturbing. Some of us might say, but my wife and I used to have, those moments of the holidays where we didn't quite get along, and it always was because she was trying to make the perfect holiday. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to stick to a budget that she had no idea was in my head. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Communication is key to that. And one year, she thought she didn't have enough for the girls. This was before we had Finnegan. And we actually got everything out of the closet and where it had been hidden and put it on the bed. And it was flowing over the bed. And until she saw it all, she didn't realize how much she'd spent. And that's a huge mistake, because if you don't have the list, you don't know what you bought. Yeah.
Well, I have one place where I put all that stuff, and same thing. It's like, oh my gosh, I forgot I even bought this. And now I don't have, so you gotta make a list.
Which leads us to number 3, which is impulse purchases.
Yeah.
Because you get out and you're having a good time and you're in the mood and you're buying for whoever you're buying for. And then what happens?
You buy something not on the list.
Right. Because it's a good price, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hope my kids aren't listening to this one today, but anyway, my younger daughter loves the show Friends, right? And I'm at my favorite place, Target, and they have all this really cute Friends stuff. And I'm like, oh, I have to buy this for her. She's going to love it. But again, it wasn't on the list. Now I got to buy the other child something else.
Well, it's an impulse purchase, and you rationalize by saying, "What? It's only $10 here."
And it was only $10.
It's only $5, $10, $15, but it adds up, and it eventually adds up to the point where you put it all out on the king size bed, and it's overflowing. And you're going, "Oh my God, what have we done?"
Yeah.
Right. So watch out for those impulse purchases. Try to put it on the list and stick to the list. And I get it. Nobody's trying to be a downer here. Nobody's trying to be the Grinch for the holidays. But make sure you've got that budget, you've got the list, and you're staying away from the impulse purchases. Because trust me, you're going to get out there and you're going to find things that are a great price. That's the whole idea.
Right. That's how the retailers get
That's the whole idea. Well, that's why it's marketing at its best. You know all about that, Dusty. Yeah. All right. Number 4.
Opening new credit cards for the discount. And Jamie, I need you to tell me why this is a problem, because I'm thinking to myself as I'm standing there, they're offering me a discount to buy things there and get the store card. So am I not saving money by doing that?
It's very enticing, isn't it?
It can be.
It's like, wow, I can save 20%, or I can go back to X store afterwards with some of their cash and buy more stuff, right? So they're enticing me to come back and shop more. That is so nice of them, right?
A specific store.
Yeah, I'm not saying the name, so nice I don't want a lawsuit.
So why is that such a bad idea?
So there's a few reasons. Number 1 is this: when you're opening new credit cards, or if you're even using credit cards during the holidays, you're not usually doing a very good job of keeping track of that. So once your credit card bills come in at the beginning of January and you didn't track all that, all of a sudden, all these new credit cards you open come in at once, and you're going, oh my goodness, what have I done? Mm-hmm. So because most likely you were basing your shopping on your bank balance.
Right.
So you've been watching your bank balance and sticking to your budget. And I put those in air quotes. But at the same time, you're pulling out these new credit cards and you're going to get the bills. And then you're going to go, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Right. Number 2, the other part of that is every time you apply for new credit cards, you're actually going to have a negative impact on your credit score. Your credit score is going to come down. That. Right. And the third thing about that is, remember, when you open up those store cards, the interest rates on those are extremely high. So if you don't pay it off in January.
They're
or
usually
February.
what, like 20+%?
Yeah, they're plus 20%.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You're looking 24.99, 27.99. They get pretty high. They can get really high. So what you'll find out is you open up 3 different cards and you put your holidays, some presents on there. You didn't realize how much you spent. You get the bill and you go, I'll just have to pay half this month, half the next month. But if you got 3 of those, you're paying interest on that. So that great deal you got, you're talking about that discount. Well, you just paid more for it because you paid more than you would have if you just used your bank card.
Got it.
And number 5.
Do I have to read this one?
Yes, Dusty. Dusty reads number 5. What is number 5, Dusty?
Purchasing things for yourself. And I told Jamie and Courtney, I've only bought myself one. I've started my holiday shopping, but I've only bought myself one thing.
It's the 3rd week of November. You've only bought one thing for yourself. Wow, that is great.
These pajamas are the cutest thing. They say hanging with my gnomies.
Hanging with my gnomies.
And it's got little Christmas garden gnomes.
They're not gnomies, they're gnomes?
No, yeah, they're gnomies.
The gnomies?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were super cute. I had to buy them. But anyway,
think about that. How many times do you buy super cute stuff for yourself during the holidays?
At least a couple times a year.
So we're going to go back to what we originally talked about. Number 2, if you're going to buy for yourself, you need to do what?
Put it in the budget.
Put it on the list. Put it in the budget. Put it on the list. Okay.
Yes.
So many people I talk to after the holidays. This discussion usually happens like March or April, and they sort of have that hangover from the holidays where they overspent. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by hangover is that spending hangover.
Okay.
And they're like, I don't know what happened. And then we go through it, and they're like, yeah, I bought this for myself, I bought that for myself. So you really, if you want to buy yourself stuff during the holidays,
yeah,
that's fine, but put it in the budget and put it on the list. Because if not, I tell you, January, February are going to be tough on you, right?
Yeah.
We talk about the winter blues here in Indiana. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think it's always just about the sun. I think it's also about sometimes we spend too much during December.
Okay, so let's recap what these 5 mistakes are. So number 1,
not creating a budget and sticking to it.
And then secondly, not having a list.
You don't have that list. If you don't have the list, you're going to probably overspend. Yep. Number 3, impulse purchases, purchasing things because they're there.
Yep. Number 4, opening new credit cards for the discount.
And number 5, purchasing things for yourself.
Okay.
Because that's what the holidays are all about, right?
So, yeah, exactly. So we've talked about the mistakes. So let's give people the plan. What can we do to have a happier and more stress-free holiday?
Okay, well, we have 5 of those as well. It's the magic number today. Okay. So
5 golden rings. Okay.
There you go. 5 golden rings. So number 1.
Okay.
It goes sort of back to what we talked about earlier, but it's about having a realistic budget. So you need to have a realistic budget.
Yeah, and I like this point, but please share with me, as a regular individual, like, what is a realistic budget?
Well, all the studies I've read says you want to try to stick to about 1% of your income.
Okay. So 1% of whatever my salary is, that's how much so what if I'm in a dual income household? Should we really spend 1% of our combined income on Christmas?
Well, you can. I wouldn't recommend it, but people do. Okay. And that's sort of why they get in debt, because sometimes they overspend. Because they don't just overspend during the holidays, they overspend throughout the year.
Realistic can also mean like what's reasonable, not necessarily like, I got to spend X amount.
Yes. Okay. We have that in our head where we have to spend X amount. Guess what? If you come in under budget for the holidays, it's a good thing.
Woo, good for you.
You can come in under budget.
Okay. So number 2, have a family plan. And, again, I love the tip, but what does that mean?
Well, having a family plan is it's got a few different things going on, okay? Number 1, I think about my family, where I used to get upset with my wife, my spouse, because she overspent. But I didn't share the plan with her. So how could she know what the budget and the plan is if I don't talk to her about it, right? So I had to get...
Because you might be on different pages about what that plan is.
Yeah, her holiday plan and my holiday plan are 2 different things. If we don't talk about it, right, we're never going to see eye to eye on that. I think that's what happened probably with my parents.
Probably,
Repeating that, right?
The pattern, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is have the family plan with the extended family, the grandparents.
I love this tip.
The uncles, the aunts, the cousins, the nieces, nephews. Sit down. You're coming up on Thanksgiving. I know it might be a little different this year, but you're still going to communicate and come up with a plan. Are we going to pull names? Are we going to set a limit? Create a new family thing. We all do the white elephant gift parties, and we actually like those. Those are really fun. And maybe that's what you want to do with family. Just come up with a plan you can all agree on, because we all have that one family member that's going to outdo us, and the rest of us don't feel great about that, right? And we know those people. Dusty, are you that person?
I'm not, but I have a family member who is.
Yes.
So
yeah, here we go again, right?
Yeah. So number 3, create the list. And I think you mentioned something. This is a really cool idea. It's an app called Santa's Bag.
Yep, there's an app out there called Santa's Bag, and we're going to talk about apps here in a minute as well, about more of those, about how to save money. But yeah, Santa's Bag's great because it's on your phone. You put it on there, and you can actually create the list on your phone for everybody you're purchasing for.
Yeah.
And you can, I mean, we always have our phones. It's time to use it for something good, right? So, hey, I know what I'm spending and where I'm spending it at.
Yeah.
Create that list. Check it twice, take it with you. It's just like going to the grocery store. If you're going out for the holiday shopping, have the list, because if not, you will stray. And it's not that you're straying because you're not trying to screw up. I mean, you're trying to be happy, right? You're trying to do things, buy things for people to bring happiness.
Right.
Well, if doing that leads to you being depressed after the holidays because you overspent, maybe you need to do this.
Now, see, I'm old school. I just put it in the notes section of my phone, and I will like add things to it as the girls find stuff they like or whatever. And then if I buy it, I will put in there like, I got this, and I'll put the amount that I
Very
spent.
good. Well, that's a good strategy to have.
But at least I know what I bought then, because I've had that issue where it's like, oh crap, I forgot I bought this.
Yes. So number 3 is create a list.
Okay.
You stick to that list, check it twice, right?
Number 4, money saving strategies and apps. And okay, so there's like 2 ideas there. There's money saving strategies, and then there's apps. So you want to talk about both?
Yeah, I'll use a money saving strategy, a great one that we use at our house. We used to, like I said, we have a struggle staying in the budget, and it always didn't lead to happiness during the holidays. And then one year we implemented the envelope method.
Yeah, I've always loved that you talk about this.
And so
it's a great idea.
We set the money goal for the year. We then pulled out envelopes with each kid's name on it, put the cash in there.
So you actually save for Christmas all year long in your Christmas club account.
Which is another strategy.
And then you take the money out and you physically put the cash in the envelopes.
So that's another strategy, yes. So we actually set up a special savings account that we will be saving towards the holiday spending. So when we get to the holidays, the money's already there and saved up and ready to go.
Okay, so can I ask, so whatever money that you save in that account, is that your entire Christmas budget, or is that just like your Christmas budget for your kids?
Well, that sort of goes back to the last one too, and it goes back, they all sort of interconnect, right? Mm-hmm. Here's a big mistake a lot of people make. You've got to think about this. Holidays isn't just purchasing presents. It's also having people over for dinner. It's also going out for dinners.
Buying your Christmas cards.
Buying cards. You got to get the picture of the family, put it on the Christmas card. You got to send it out. So
decorations for the house.
Decorations for your house.
Donations that you make.
See, there you go. Yeah, you got to.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Get the bell ringers out there. You got to make sure you put that money in there. So yeah, that's part of it too. You've got to add all that in there, right? So money saving strategy with us. We created the envelopes, each child's name, parents. Put the money in there and use that. And I tell you what, the first year we did it, we actually went out, midway through to have a conversation and, have an appetizer, and asked how it was going. Because she does the majority of the holiday shopping. That's what she likes to do. I'm the guy that waits till about 2 weeks before, and then I go out and buy, because
you want to participate.
I want to be in the mood. No, I want to be in the mood. I don't get in the mood. I'm not in the mood right now. I won't be in the mood until about a week or two before holidays. I'm not the guy that waits till Christmas Eve, though. So I just want to put that out there.
Don't be that guy.
I don't buy stuff just to buy stuff. So, but I asked her, and she said this is great because she's able to keep score. Not only does she do that, she's able to write down on the envelope what she purchased, how much it was, keep subtracting from the total, puts the receipts in the envelope. So if you've got a picky child, at the end, you give them their envelope. There's all the receipts. If they don't like it, they can take it back and get all the cash.
I got a 14-year-old. I know how that works.
Exactly. Yeah, you're learning. You're learning, right? So I think it's a great strategy. Now, we talked about other ways to save money. There are so many apps out there now that you can put on your phone to save money that are great. One is Flip.
Okay, FLIPP, right?
Yep, FLIPP. We actually use this all the time. It actually has the flyers that come out, the advertisements.
Oh, okay. So don't go out and buy the paper. You can get it all on this Flip app.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, which we used to go out and get the paper and circle and go through the ads, and on Thanksgiving Day that's $5. But now we just go to Flip and it's right there, and we can look up every ad, what we're looking for. We can actually highlight it and then put it on our list. Flip's a great one. We talked about Santa's Bag. Santa's Bag's a good one. One that I love to use is Brad's discounts. Brad's is great because people actually post the deals they found, and I've used it numerous times, and I've never found things cheaper than when I find them on Brad's. And it's usually from the manufacturer.
Oh.
So you're getting it from the manufacturer. You're not going to a generic website and somebody's posted it. So it's a great one.
What about comparison shopping? Like when you're out and you find a deal and you're like, I don't want to go to this store to get this price.
Pull that phone out. Look for the product you have. If you can find it cheaper, go to the merchant that you're at, and most likely they will do a price
match.
Yes.
Okay.
So always don't ever be afraid to ask for that price match. And if not, go ahead and just order it on your phone and say bye. See you later.
Exactly.
But there's so many different strategies out there. We don't think about that. We think we have to go wait in line and get this and that and get it right now. There's so many ways. Use your phone. Use your computer. Find that out. Another one, love Groupon.
Yeah.
Groupon's great. Everything you buy on Groupon's going to have a little discount to it.
Great for gift experiences. I guess I never thought about that. But if you have that hard person to buy for, Groupon, get a good Groupon.
Right, and give it to them, and they can go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I love golf. I mean, if you give me a Groupon to go play golf in the spring, I'm going to be a happy guy.
Right.
And another one, I know I'm going on about these, but there's so many great ones out there, honestly. So yeah, there's another one out there because it's always hard to buy for people sometimes. It can be hard. And so we usually resort back to that whole
get them a gift card.
There's actually an app out there called Gift Card Granny, and you can purchase them at discounted prices.
I actually am writing that down right now because my mom, she's like super hard to buy for because she buys whatever she needs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you could buy a gift card,
a lot of gift cards. But are you saying like you can get gift cards at discounts?
Yeah, you get a discount on them.
Oh,
so you type in what you're looking for, and it'll come up different ones that are available, and if there's a discount on them, it's a great one. I've used that before. So we have one more.
We do. Okay. And number 5, get creative. And I love this one because I came from a very crafty family. All the women in my family are crafty. So I know you're going to talk about it from a different perspective, but on my side, no one loves anything more than a homemade gift. So, I have grandmas that knit or crochet or quilt. Those are the gifts that I've gotten over the years that I treasure most. Right. Mm-hmm. I maybe didn't at the time, but those are the gifts that mean the most. My mom still makes my daughters every year.
That's great.
Pajamas or something because she sews.
She's crafty.
She's very crafty.
She's crafty.
So you can make a gift or
you can make a gift. Give them time. A lot of time, grandparents just want time with the family. So if that means you go over to their house and you make them dinner, you have them come to your house and you make them dinner.
Or do their yard work.
Or clean their house. A lot of times you'll say, oh, Grandma, I'm going to come clean your house and make you dinner. That would be the best present for them because they get time with you.
I would love that present. Who would like to get me that present?
Yeah. Well, Dusty wants it for a different reason, but the grandmas want it because they want to spend time with their grandkids.
Honestly, if my kids said, we're not going to get you anything, but we're going to clean the house, do the laundry, I'd be thrilled.
Now, if you're a little one listening to this, it does not mean you give us the little coupons that you made that we never use. This means you actually say, I'm coming to your house and I'm making you dinner and I'm going to spend time with you.
Yeah, but for teenagers or, you 20-somethings who maybe don't have a lot of money, like your parents, your grandparents, what they want is time.
They want time with you and they won't say that. And back to the other creative part like you were talking about, I had a grandmother that knitted when I was a kid. And I got Afghans that I didn't realize how cool they were until now, and I wish I had them.
Yeah.
And we had another one. I have a great story here. So we had my grandparents on my mom's side. They have 5 children and 18 grandchildren and like 15 great grandchildren. And we used to go to their house, and they'd sit there like the king and queen waiting for their gifts. I didn't know
with a stack of gifts, right?
Right. We wonder where this idea came from, right? Where we have to buy everything. And I never knew what to really get them. They liked stuff like. They liked lottery tickets and they liked this and that, right? Or it was funny because I'd watch my mother and her brothers and sisters fight over who got them the nicest gift. And then sometimes they'd like go in and buy them like a new refrigerator or something, really big like that. I'm like, what? That's not okay. Cool. Yeah.
That's also, for older folks.
I'm like, hey, you want me to get $50 that I will. But so one year, the wife and the daughters, when they were little, decided they were going to bake. Start baking for the holidays. And then they started creating boxes of that. And then for my parents and her parents, we put the kids' pictures in there. And then we said, well, why don't we
give them some baked goods?
Do this for grandma and grandpa, my grandma and grandpa. They're great grandparents, right? And they created the box and they put it in there. And we get up there and we give them our gifts and, bow to them because, they're the king and the queen. And it was hilarious because they opened that box up. And I kid you not, my grandparents started fighting over who got what, which cookies was whose, who got the fudge, who got the chocolate.
Right.
It was, I sat there and
in Courtney's house, it would be the bourbon balls.
The bourbon balls, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so they did that, and it was hilarious. So we did this for a couple of years, and one year we didn't do it. And the year we showed up without the box, guess what happened?
They were upset.
They were like, where is the box? That's all we've been thinking about. And I'm going, all I ever had to do was
$10 on baked goods?
All we had to do was bake goods for you. That's all we had to do was bake you some cookies, and that made you happy, and pictures of the kids. Oh my God. So, sometimes we always try to outdo ourselves and go buy the greatest gift, but it's not always about that, we've got to remind ourselves that.
Yeah.
Which takes us to our wrap up.
First of all, let's just recap. What are the 5 steps to creating your peaceful, stressless, Happy holiday.
Happy holidays. Number 1, create a realistic budget.
Yep. Number 2, have a family plan and talk things out.
That's right. Number 3, create a list. Stick to the list. Check it twice.
Number 4, use money-saving strategies and apps.
And last but not least, get creative. Give the gift of creativity, or the gift of time, I should say, as well.
I love that. So remember, the holidays are time to spend with those you love. We love creating the perfect experience and the perfect gift, but it's really about spending time together, and especially in this year like 2020, right?
Right. I think somebody said it best, maybe Dr. Seuss.
Oh, we do love this, don't we?
Yes.
Okay.
It came without ribbons. It came without tags.
It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
He puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore.
Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store.
Maybe Christmas, perhaps, is a little bit more.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Carpe Dime is presented by Financial Center First Credit Union. It's produced by Jamie Davidson, Dusty Simmons, and Courtney Cooper. Financial Center is a 6-time national award winner in the category of adult financial literacy, and our goal is to help you what, Jamie?
Improve your financial life.
To learn more, visit fcfcu.com. And if you like what you hear, subscribe to our podcast from Google, iTunes, SoundCloud, or Spotify, or find us on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Happy holidays.